Alright guys, I wanted to go ahead and show you this. In case any of you want to do the same thing, I kind of want to show you like what you're getting yourself into, or try to show you. Where to begin? I guess I'm going to start with this piece. Obviously it's off the car now, but you take it off and then this will actually be hooked to it, and it doesn't go on that easy. But anyways, oh, because I put the screws in, duh. There's four bolts, and you just take it off, and then you can remove it. I just kept them in there to keep them together, you know. So that's that piece. And there's 3 connections on the rear. These 2 little snap deals, and then there's like a hose that goes over this, because you can see there's actually like the sensor inside for the temperature, climate control. I just took it off for the painting process. I don't care about painting the actual knobs or anything, but you know, I want to paint this. So there's that, and then this deal, 2 screw holes up top, and then you basically pull down and away, and it should come off. And see, there's like little rings. It actually had this piece on there, so it's kind of, there's 3 holes and it goes in, and it kind of is basically what it's like. I guess to keep dirt from getting further inside the steering column. So I just took that off so I can paint. I just want to do, you know, whatever's visible. The bezels for the vents, these were a pain in the ass, let me tell you. I think I actually marked up the corners of my interior, because you basically have to jam something into the corner and just work them out, push, pull, whatever. But this is basically what's holding it in there. So you have like little, so there's no real like easy way to do it. This one, I was using so much force, actually when it popped off, it actually hit the floor, like came out of my car and hit my garage floor and rolled. So yeah, this one didn't, but it actually broke. Yeah, I guess when I was putting the flathead in there, I must have had it right where that was, and when I pulled back, it kinked it off. But even after I did that and I actually found the piece, it's still a bitch to get off. So these hold surprisingly well. I'm actually going to see if I can try gluing it, but to be honest, I don't even think it really needs it. I mean, as long as it's not rolling around in there, it's made pretty well to fit. So yeah, it's definitely a sturdy piece, not flimsy. And I think they're cheap anyways online, but I'm going to go ahead and paint that. Let's see, you'll recognize this as being the top part. The one usually goes right there. Whoop, dang, clumsy. In case you want to change this out, because they sell the red ones online, it's actually very easy. So you have little like hooks, little tabs. Or I think only on the top. But basically what you do is when this is in there, you push the tab and then you just pull it through. So there you go. Or no. Okay, so you just have to press until it clicks in. See? So now it's in there. And then to remove it, see if I can do this with one hand, but that tab that you can't really see because my lighting sucks, you just push in. Come on. Yeah, really hard with one hand. I know. Okay, and then just push through. Okay, so that's that. The vents. See, when you're looking at them, they're going to be over these little pop tabs, like that. And all you do is just kind of, these are plastic, just kind of push them up, both of them, and then the whole thing should roll out. And then there's like little things up top. So those are pretty easy. So just be careful with them, but you know, and then that's how you get that out. Just gotta keep all this stuff together. Steering column. Bottom was pretty simple. There's one screw here. I have the screw inside my cup holder in the car. But you have to, the lock for the telescopic steering wheel or whatever, you have to unlock it, and then you have to kind of work it out. So that's the bottom piece. Top piece, holy Christ, pain in my ass. Because there's no visible screw on the outside because it's actually a long ass frickin' extension. So you have to go from underneath. So you have to pull the bottom off first and then go through the bottom. And then even after I completely loosened it, I could not for the life of me get it off because this piece goes underneath the cluster. So I actually had to undo the cluster. I didn't take it out of my car. I just did the 3 bolts to unbolt the actual cluster housing. I moved it, and I barely shimmied this out. I actually don't know how I'm going to get it back in without scratching it. But, so that's that. It's really, yeah, trust me, they fit together. This piece, holy crap, this was crazy. First thing you do, grab the boot, pull it, put it in like 4th gear, pull it up all the way, tilt it, and then you can't see it here, but because there's a chrome piece and you can see like 6 bolts, but there's no groove in it. There's no way to get it out. There's actually a nut on the underside, so loosen all of those, and then you can pull that frame off. And then after that, there's like a black kind of mesh piece that the leather for the boot is actually in, and it's held by these things right here. They're like kind of little notches. So I ended up pushing it through the bottom one first. I think I popped it up, and then I popped the sides and then the top, and that whole piece stayed together. So this was completely exposed. Or no, I think I pushed it down. I got it through. So then that's exposed. And then you just have to disconnect the wire into the car. This one, and I think, because I also disconnected it from this, but it's, I think, at least one, and then you can pull this whole thing out. And then to get this out, well, it's in here on the underside. I think right here. See these little notches? Push them in, and then start pushing. And just keep pulling it until it clears this, the little lip right here. It'll clear, and just keep pulling, and then you have to siphon the cord through. Whole thing will come out. But before you do that one, make sure that you unplug the bulb and this from the cigarette lighter, and then pull it through. And then to get the cigarette lighter out, there's a little ring. You might want to do cigarette lighter first. I should have mentioned that. But you undo the ring, and then you pull the back part off, and then you can slide this through. And there's actually a notch right, I think this one. So there's only one way to insert it. There's like a keyhole. So when you put it back, there's only one way you can do it. Yeah, so find that notch. There you go. There's only one way to do it. And there's the connector part. Thinking I may just leave this empty, I don't know, because I have an aftermarket head unit, so my I can't even use the auxiliary. I actually have an auxiliary cable for my head unit, but you have to plug it into the back, and then you have to route the wiring. So yeah, and it's not really an auxiliary like this where there's a hole and you have to hook a cord. The auxiliary is actually a cable with like a male end, and then you hook it into your iPod or your phone or whatever, which, I mean, you know, good or bad, whatever. Yeah. And my plan for this is I plan to, because I don't really care about the inside. Of course I'm going to clean it up, but tape it off as much as I can, and then, you know, paint. And then since the rear will be exposed, I can press on it and let it open up, and then I can get kind of like the edges, and then let it dry, and then shut it, second coat, hit the rear. Where's that rear at? Right here. Yeah, so that's why I left the spring mechanism and all that. I mean, I didn't want to, I mean, it's a simple design, but I didn't want to mess it up. I mean, you know how it is. Usually when you take things apart, they don't always go back together as good. So, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted just the kind of like the outside. I might tape in all this inside stuff. I don't really care. And I could paint it. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to decide. But main thing is the outside and like kind of the edge. As you can see, it's kind of beat up. Yeah, so that is my plan. Paint that stuff and somehow get it back in my car. Yeah, and then if you didn't see my Instagram, here's all my stuff. Oh. So I'm going with blue. I just, you know, want to do it blue. I got this even though I probably won't need it. So I got glossifier because I don't want it to be matte. Metallizer blue, and then blaze. And I got two metallizer blue, two blaze blue, and one glossifier. And if the color turns out good, I might end up painting some other stuff too. So that's why I have like a lot of paint. Yeah. Alright, well, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Catch you guys later.